we are on. Hey, everybody, this is KCR College Radio. You're listening to the award winning Sound of State here at San Diego State University. For those of you who live on campus or if you live in the San Diego County, you can catch us on AM 1610. Or for those of you who do not, we are worldwide and online 24/7 at kcrlive.com. We also have a TuneIn app for iOS and Android devices. If you want to search up KCR College Radio, you can download that as well. And then also, if you want to follow the radio station at all of the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even Snapchat, we have it on there. So if you guys want to follow us, look up KCR College Radio on all those things and you can follow us there. Other than that, my name is Tishimura, and this is my entertainment talk show, Tishtalk, where each week I choose a topic pertaining to entertainment, joined by a guest, and we talk for about an hour just about that and how we are like influenced by that, what we think about it, etc., kind of thing. So if you guys want to follow the show and also follow through the rest of tonight, you can follow me at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and now YouTube at KCR Tishtalk, which is KCRTISH Talk. Especially on Twitter, if you guys tweet me any questions throughout the show, I can try and get to them as soon as I can as well. So that's a thing. Or if you want, you can call in. We have the studio phone here, which is 619-594-6982. And I'll give it out a couple times, 619-594-6982. I'll give it out throughout the rest of the show as well if you guys want to talk about that with us. So with all that being said, it's my last show of the semester. It has been a absolutely fantastic semester. For going solo on my first show. It's like second semester here at KCR, but also like my first show doing it alone has been absolutely fantastic. I have been blessed with such a fantastic opportunity. I just want to say thank you to all of my guests that have come on to the air, kind of joined me in the station, as well as everybody who's been supporting me along the way, and will hopefully continue to support me throughout the rest of my time here at KCR. I know if you follow me on all the social medias and stuff like that, I actually do want to continue to make content for this show, so especially on YouTube. So if you guys follow me on all those things, you might see more over the summer, since I will not be here in the station. But other than that, let's kick it off. Let's kick off the show. I know a lot of people, it's finals week, so I'm hoping everybody's holding on in there. I know that, I think I say it every week where I'm stressed, but we're pushing through. Today was the last day of classes. Next week is the official last week of finals, or maybe first for some of you. So good luck to everybody who has finals. I'm sure we will all do amazing and great. Just, keep a positive mindset kind of thing. But other than that, we'll talk about today's show. So today my guest is a good friend of mine, and we're going to be talking about Broadway and acting. And the reason why I bring her up, and you'll hear her in a minute, and there's a good reason why I brought her in, and it'll be a lot of fun. So my guest for tonight is going to be via phone. Vanna, hello, can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you loud and clear.
Fantastic. So Vanna, usually what I have my guests do, I will obviously introduce your name as Vanna. So if you can go ahead and just tell me what you're up to nowadays, whether that's school, work, what your major is, if you'd like, and basically how we know each other.
All right. So as of now, I go to Southwestern College. I'm studying biology. I want to eventually transfer to SDSU. Woo,
yay!
I work part-time at Chipotle in downtown. Like Chipotle. My spare time, I use all my spare time doing homework or walking my German Shepherd, all that fun stuff.
Oh, he's so precious.
I love food. I like long walks on the beach with burritos and pretty much it.
Perfect. And then how did we get to know each other?
So me and Tisha, we happened to have the lovely opportunity of taking the same acting class. Last year, it was approximately last spring, I think. That was a fun little experience.
I know. I can't believe it's already been a year. That's crazy.
I know. I cannot believe that. It's been time flies. Where did it go?
I know. It's insane. I think it's so that's why I one, because I know that you've been on you love Broadway to begin with, but you've also been on currently a Broadway craze. I see you online.
I am always on the Broadway. I'm always on Broadway. Broadway is my life.
That's fair. And then obviously like you said, we met in acting, so I felt like it'd be appropriate to kind of talk about a little bit.
Totally relatable.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. So despite how popular Broadway is, some people may not know what it is, and I've had people
Hmm.
like they just don't know that kind of world. So, in your own words, can you kind of just explain to me what you think like Broadway is, just to or really to somebody who doesn't know what that is?
So Broadway is basically like the life of musical theater, any type of opera, fun, jazz. Think of Chicago. Think of The Lion King. Just think of Phantom of the Opera. Think of anything, any of those big hits that you've seen. And Broadway was like originated in New York, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the origin of the area.
Yeah, and now they kind of tour around the nation essentially.
Well, yeah. So now we have like that lucky opportunity since we have, especially since we have the Civic Theater, so which is really awesome. We get to have these awesome shows get to play in our area because
I
it's
know.
almost impossible to get these really great shows.
I know, and
Oh,
it's crazy. Like they are so much money. Like I know, and we will talk about it just because of how popular it was. Hamilton, or it still is, but
it still is, yeah.
when Hamilton with the original cast with Lin Manuel
With Lin
Miranda,
Manuel.
um, when that was like first like a big hit, I remember like at first people didn't really know, and then it gained traction real fast, and then like tickets
Exactly.
jumped up to like $300 to $500, and I'm like, oh,
Oh yeah.
that's crazy.
Well, because it's like one of the first musicals to be like to incorporate hip hop and founding fathers. How do you do that?
And
How does
rap
that happen?
and rap. It's so good. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure if you told somebody like there's a play out there that has Hamilton, like the history of Hamilton, our founding fathers, and rap music, they're like, what world do you come from? And they're like, we come from
Well,
this
yeah.
world.
Have you? There's a video of Lin Manuel. He went to the White House, pitched this idea. He was like, "I have this idea, but don't laugh." And this was 7 years ago. He was like, "Well, it's about my favorite founding father, and here's this." And so he pitched the first Hamilton song. He pitched what was it? Just the opening song, and everybody was laughing at him. And he was like, "You laugh now, but watch out." And then eventually, oh man, how long has it been? People, it's just still a craze.
It came out before the holiday season. I know that. So like maybe
It came
like
out in
summer,
like
fall.
November of 2016.
Yeah. So
I
like
believe.
fallish. Yeah. So it's been like a good minute, because
Mhm.
which is funny.
Mhm.
Oh, it's crazy. I personally really enjoy it. And he's clearly had like he's just kind of gone up from there. Like if you see like
Oh yeah.
the CDs, the music's play everywhere. It's the first time
Oh
I've
yeah. They have
seen.
the Hamilton mixtape.
Yes,
Oh,
the
that's
mix. I was
so.
actually
It's
listening to it
so
on the way
cool.
here. I was playing.
Oh
That
my
was
gosh.
the music that I was actually playing before the show was one of the
Mhm.
songs from there, and it was like Queen Latifah and Sia, and it's like you
Oh
have
yeah.
big people coming up to him and being like, yeah, I'll be a part of like your music.
Yeah. Like they had. Oh my goodness. They had some big people. Sia was a big one.
Yeah,
Um,
Sia, Queen Latifah. I was really surprised when I saw her on there.
they had Ashanti, and
Mhm.
oh, man, I can't remember. I
There's
can't remember.
there's like major throwbacks. There's also like what I really appreciate from
Yes.
Lin Manuel's aspect is that he not only do you take big actors or not actors, big performers, but he also has like little guys, people who they don't really know about him, or they don't really know
Exactly.
about, and then there's a lot of diversity. Like, unfortunately, I can't play the song on air, but Immigrants is like my favorite thing from that because
Oh my gosh.
there's
Yes.
like I think four different types of like rappers on there, and they're
Yes.
all of different ethnicities, and they all have like they speak their native languages in the song, which is really cool. Or like they talk about like issues dealing with where they come from, which is amazing. I think I think is
Exactly.
really really cool.
Exactly.
Um,
It's the history. It's telling history in today's time.
yeah,
You
and
know,
it's cool, especially because like
people of today.
yeah, and I know I've talked about it before on the show where I work at Barnes and Noble, and when we
Mhm.
got the CDs and stuff, I'm like, that's really cool. But I also had not listened to it at the time. I just knew that it was a craze, and I was like, I don't know if I want to. Like, I haven't seen it. I feel like I should see it first. Which, ironically, to this day, I actually have not been able to
Yeah.
see it. I just like know the music like by like
Yeah.
heart kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
but I'll have like kids come in and they'll ask about it, and it's the first time that I've had kids who are like from elementary to middle school to high school who were like,
Mhm.
do you have the Hamilton soundtrack? And I'm like, and even adults too, like way older
Yes.
adults where I wouldn't really expect them to kind of still be into Broadway. I mean, like Broadway appeals to all, but it's not. I feel like
Exactly.
in today, before Hamilton's time, I would say it wasn't as big, and I feel like Hamilton really blew it up and kind of spoke to younger audiences now
Because it has.
because
It's such a broad general audience.
Yeah.
It's not just, not just boring, like Phantom of the Opera. People like
Yeah.
music, stuff like
There's
that,
it's a
versus
new
like me
age
where
of
I love
it.
stuff like that.
And it's funny that you say that too, because in our acting class, I remember our professor, he had played a couple of songs from it, to which I don't really remember anymore. But I remember him saying that like we are gonna grow up in a new age of Broadway now that like rap
Yeah,
has been introduced to it. Like we're gonna see that more often, which I think is gonna be really, really interesting. And I feel like it'll
yeah,
kind of like give chance to people who want to kind of go in the music industry, because that's something for people. Like if you look at Ariana
exactly.
Grande, like she actually started off in Broadway and then she made her way to Nickelodeon and then she was found as an artist.
Yeah.
So I mean, like
So
what
it's
you
it's a large transition from old times to new times, because you got to get up and up in it. And he has a great idea of incorporating all of that stuff
yeah.
with
So major
with the
props.
musical.
Yeah, definitely, and I think it's fantastic. But to kind of like, oh, that was actually really cool. To kind of go off of that, I'm assuming Hamilton will be like one of your top three.
It's up there.
It's up there. Well, what would you say is like your top three then?
Oh man, Chicago.
Chicago.
Chicago's up there. At Chicago, then we have Les Mis,
Okay.
Sandstorm. I know the song's Wicked, but I have yet to see it. So
Wicked's music is beautiful. I haven't seen it either, but it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. The main reason I learned the music was because in show choir we had to learn a lot of, Broadway musical music.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And a lot of people saying Defining Gravity. So I'm like, where's the song from? They're like, oh, it's so Wicked. Good. I'm just like, yeah.
That's such a good song. I know for me, I feel like, Book of Mormon is actually like one of my tops. I really appreciate when like writing in anything essentially is like smart, which is like I think why I really like Hamilton and Book of Mormon, and man, it's not like my favorite, but I can't think of anything else of it right now. But like The Sound of Music, I remember watching that back in like fourth grade at like the San Diego at the Globe down here in downtown San Diego, and it was like I thought it was the cutest thing, and then obviously Julie Andrews, I was like, she's a classic. Like what have you seen anything like live in terms of, because I've only seen Book of Mormon live. I saw it last year with my best friend downtown here, and then when I was like way back when I watched Sound of Music.
I remember like one of my first musicals I saw was Don Quixote.
Oh,
and like we were
about
kind of yeah, we were kind of forced to go see that one for like choir, because you have to do a little in high school. You have to learn about all that fun stuff, and so we got to see that. So that one was really cool. I didn't really know much about it, but now I would have appreciated it more now than I did back then. I saw The Lion King. I was really little.
I'm so jealous. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, it was an experience. It was just, and I was probably like 12 or something, and my mom happened to give me tickets because she knew how much, like, how big that was to me, and it was really cool because, like, it has, like, all the characters go in the aisles and talk to you. It's kind of scary because, like, it's really cool, and the music is phenomenal. It blows you away, That's one of the main Broadway musicals people have raved about.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's their childhood,
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. And it's funny that you mentioned Disney, because I have a question. I have stuff written down, but
Okay.
what do you have, like, so you're for Disney being on Broadway then?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Have you I know, what is it? Lion King is the big one. Beauty and the Beast was at one point? Question mark. I think a long time ago.
Maybe a while back, way back when.
I think way back when. I think Rumors of Little Mermaid was supposed to be on there too, right? Supposedly.
We'll see.
Yeah, well, it'll be cool, but for you, what would you say, like, if you had to like name a Disney movie that made its way to Broadway, what would you say, like, I need to see it kind of thing, it needs to happen?
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Ooh, that would be really good.
I love the score for that.
That is a beautiful score. It's funny because, like, I remember growing up and actually didn't really like the movie because of how dark it was. But, like, looking back at it, like, it was all beautifully made, though. But it was really dark for, like, a younger audience.
Yeah.
That would be perfect for Broadway, actually. That'd be so cool.
Now, imagine. Well, because like I didn't like to watch it, and I was like, I'm scared. I was like, what's going on? Because like, oh, they're mean to him, and but like as you grow older, as I got older, I would go back and listen to the music, and it's just like, beautiful.
I think like the villain song in that's like really dark too. You're like, whoa, that I didn't know that was what it was about. That's crazy.
Exactly. And now that we're older, we can see like.
Yeah, no, definitely. For me, that would be fantastic, actually. I can't really think of one. My mind's been on this movie for like ever since I watched it too, though. But Moana.
You know what? You're gonna hate me because I have not seen that movie.
You haven't seen?
No.
Hannah, I need more people to watch this movie. It's so good. I personally really like it. I feel like you'd like it too because Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote the score and he wrote the music in it.
I know he did.
Quote unquote in the movie.
Oh. Yes, and I'm like, that's why people love the music because you wrote it.
Yes, it's so good. It got nominated for an Oscar. Which, speaking of, not so much an Oscar, but I think the Tonys are this weekend. Is it tonight or this weekend?
It's something like that. Maybe Sunday. I want to say.
Yeah, because a friend of mine was like saying they're going to be streaming it online. And I'm like, it's perfect. We're going to talk about it tonight.
I need to see that. Yeah.
I know. I think it'd be really cool. I'm pretty sure I don't work that day, so I might try and do like a promptu kind of like streaming maybe of the Tonys and kind of like talking about it. I don't know. We'll see. It was just an idea. But I didn't really get a chance to look at like the nominations. Do you know any of the nominations or any play that is willing to be it should be nominated? Obviously Hamilton probably will be. I don't know if it'll be nominated again.
No. One of the composers for Hamilton got nominated, but it was for another play. I don't remember what the play was, but the same guy that he helped. I don't remember his name, but he was there for Hamilton. He played most music.
Is it the Is it Jordan?
It's the same guy.
Jordan something? I forgot the name.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, I completely forgot. But yeah, that's happening this weekend. I think it'll be. I know that like Hamilton scored big last year. I'm assuming they're gonna do it again this year, just because like I feel like that's the one that people are still talking about. I don't really know if there's any. Has there been any other plays since then that people have been like, oh my god, it's so good?
You know what? Anastasia.
That's right, and you did a perfect segue for me. That was a few weeks ago where I think they dropped the trailer and it's out right now. I guess that's the next big one. Where for those of you who don't know what Anastasia is about, it's basically Broadway's rendition of this. I forgot the studio's name, but it was an old animated movie.
It's called Anastasia, I think.
It's the studio that made it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I forgot the studio's name.
It's not Disney.
It's not Disney though. But it's beautiful. I think they're the same. Are they the same people who did Iron Giant?
Yes.
Yeah. So that alone should tell you. I remember watching it when I was really, really young, but I haven't watched it since then. So my memory is kind of hazy of the movie. But from what I remember, it is absolutely beautiful. I believe it takes place in Russia.
Yeah. Russia. It's during the time of the Tsar and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so it's extremely beautiful. I know I'm probably gonna go back to watch it before I even like think about listening to the music kind of thing from Broadway. I know like my friends like Andrew, my friend Floravel, who if you listened to the show before, she's been on the show a couple of times. They've been like waiting in anticipation for this. So that's definitely a big one that's gonna be coming back. And so yeah, I guess other than that though, like I don't really know if there's been. Well, I did see that news from my friend Isabel on Twitter that they're actually considering doing a Freaky Friday Broadway play.
Oh my goodness!
I'm like, that's really interesting. Again, a kind of another throwback, and I don't know, like, what's your opinion on like Broadway essentially taking up essentially what like Disney does with their old stuff and like revamps it for the current nation kind of thing. Yeah, like rebooting it essentially. Like, how do you feel about Broadway kind of doing that now, but with just like franchises that's already made stuff? So besides Disney, because Disney's already kind of established itself as that, but now they're having Freaky Friday or especially Anastasia. Like, what's your opinion on that? Should they keep doing that? Should they do more? or
That
less.
is, I like it. I'm totally on board for it. I feel like it's awesome. Like, I didn't get to really watch the Legally Blonde one. Did you?
My
They made it. They made a musical.
yeah, my best friend keeps bugging me to watch it, and I'm just kind of like, okay. And then he's
It's
like, no, it's so good. And then it wasn't a Broadway, but oh no, I forgot the name. How shame on me. The one they did for Harry Potter.
Chris Child. No. Is it Chris Child?
No, he Darren Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darren Chris. What was the name of it?
It's not the Chris Child. Is it the book? I'm not sure.
I forgot the name. Oh,
I,
I'm gonna kick myself for it later, guy. I don't
you're not
remember.
supposed to forget.
I know. Oh man, I forgot. I'm probably gonna look it up now because it's just gonna bother me if I don't know it. But I remember that even that though I could not get through everything. That wasn't a Broadway play though. For those of you who are listening, the Harry Potter musical that I'm. Is it just Harry Potter musical?
I think it's Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I'm not sure.
No. That not Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was just a regular play that they put out. There was a musical way back when. Yeah, darn it. Darren Criss was in it. Like, who, for those of you guys who do know who Darren Criss is, he was in Glee, and he was like one of the main guys in Glee. I didn't watch Glee, but he still kind of does music things. A Harry Potter musical. That's what it was. Have you ever seen it? Yeah. Have you seen it, Vanna?
No, I've never heard of that.
Oh, okay. So it was back in 2009. And the people who created it was the University of Michigan, and that's when Darren Criss was playing Harry Potter, and this is before he actually was on Glee. I think this was like, yeah. So, and they did even a Harry Potter sequel, and I remember this was also kind of early on where like people were picking up YouTube stuff, so it's still like people were looking it up and putting it all online so that people can like watch it, and that's how I kind of had watched it, and it was long. I did not get it. I didn't finish it. I'll be honest. I did not finish it because it was just way too long. I just did not have the time in high school, but it was still really good. I know, like, it's like a parody of the movies rather than it being like a Broadway exact kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. That's okay. So that's like a suggestion that I would give out to anybody who would like consider it if they liked Harry Potter. I always think it's easier to get people who are into whatever if they want to get into Broadway, kind of like cater to what they like. But that's just kind of like anything in general.
Yeah.
But for you, like if you had to like suggest like a Broadway play to somebody who's never seen it before, what would you suggest?
Let me see. Well, it'd have to be like I would like to say Hamilton because I'm just so biased on it.
Same.
I am bad. But there's a reason why I'm so biased on it. I don't know why it's consumed me so much.
I think it just goes to show that it's that good.
I know, and I usually get hooked on them for a while. Like I got hooked like when Chicago came out. Oh man, that was like the anticipated thing for me.
Every time you say Chicago, okay, have you seen Victorious that used to be on Nickelodeon? It was where Ariana Grande was.
Yeah.
The only thing I think about Chicago now, and my friends and I all do it, is the one episode where Victoria Justice's sister in the show, I think her name's like Trini or something, she tries to put on like her own production of Chicago, but it's just her and she's super bad at it, and she's like, Chicago, and she's like screaming it. Dude, that's all I ever think about whenever I think of the play. I know that the play Chicago, the Broadway Chicago, is fantastic though, and I think I want to say NBC actually had a TV show dedicated to kind of like showing the workings of Chicago, and they played the music and everything too, because I remember my mom was watching it. It was like a short series on there, but it was like like the actors and the actresses were very, very talented, and I think they were from Broadway. So I think it's real cool. But
that's so funny. That's so funny because like in high school, I'd be like, yeah, just give me a stage. I'll do Chicago by myself. I'll do everybody. I can do all this. I don't need a cast. I can do it myself.
Chicago,
and then
Chicago.
so like when I went to go see it, I set myself up. I set the bar so high, and then just the casting was threw me off so much. I was so excited, and it was like my birthday week, and like my mom got me these really expensive tickets. And then I went and I literally was crying. I was like, oh man, I know I'm gonna cry for this one. By the way, the lineup for the Civic Theater next year is going to be really big. And there's a lot of good
really?
plays going. Oh yeah, because I was really curious. It's like,
Well, I know
oh
Hamilton will
God,
be playing this year.
Hamilton is going. It's I think January of next year.
Oh, so it's not this year?
No, next year.
Oh,
Not this year.
okay,
I think
okay.
we might have Book of Mormon again this year.
Yes.
Think.
Yes.
And then they're gonna have it's just a full on. I'm gonna be so broke next year. You don't understand. And then they're gonna have. I don't think it's all Wicked, but they're gonna have Phantom of the Opera in like December of next year, and Les Miserables, and
Oh my God, that's a huge lineup.
so I'm like, these are really big numbers I need to knock off my list, and I've been promising myself like I am not gonna go another year without seeing, especially Phantom of the Opera because it came I think last year or the year before last. And I was just like, nah, this is fine. They won't come again. And they didn't come for like 2 years. And I was just like, no.
That's a really good one to watch. I've never actually seen that one live. I've only ever seen the documented one.
Exactly, me
like
too.
the movie version, but also like the original. The movie version I think had Gerard Butler as the Phantom.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was good. I liked it. I mean, like
you
know, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my God, that's so. Oh, it's gonna be so much money though.
Dude, yeah, I was looking at some of the Hamilton tickets. The cheapest ones are like $100.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're probably like way up there in like the nosebleed seats.
I will pay, but it's okay. I like the mezzanine seats. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
you can see everything. If you're down the orchestra, it's like harder to see.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true.
Expensive.
Yeah, when I went to go watch Book of Mormon, we were actually pretty good seats. Like they weren't terrible. Like we were up there, but we were like we can see everything. I'm like, yeah, I gotta have my glasses on to see everything. But it was still a really good experience. I would definitely suggest anybody who's like at least in the slight bit interest. Like I think what was really fascinating about Broadway and just like plays in general is that there's always something for somebody out there.
Exactly.
Like for comedy, if you like comedy, if you're a fan of South Park, definitely watch Book of Mormon because the guys who actually created South Park are the ones who wrote.
Creators.
Yeah, they wrote Book of Mormon. You know, slight disclaimers like if you're a little touchy about religion or if you get touchy about like offensive things, like maybe don't watch that one. But if you like that type of humor and like the writing and everything, I definitely enjoyed it just because I understand that humor and I really thoroughly loved it, and the music was actually really good too. Like if you listen to the original recording from the original cast, one of the guys on there was Josh Gad, who may sound familiar to you.
No way.
Yeah, Josh Gad he played as Elder Cunningham. He was and for those of you guys who are listening who don't know who that is, you know, maybe a few other names like Olaf from Frozen, or his recent one was with Beauty and the Beast as Lifu. And he was also in like a bunch of comedies with I think Kevin Hart. Yeah, Kevin Hart.
No, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so he was in Book of Mormon, and the main lead for it too is fantastic as well. So I would definitely, that's like the one I will always suggest, just because besides Hamilton, like Book of Mormon is like definitely next second because it's just I appreciate the humor. I think it's fantastic. Yeah. But with that being said, I think we're gonna take a little bit of a break because it's a little bit past the 8:30 mark. So we're gonna take a little bit break. We'll be back afterwards. We're probably going to keep talking about, I know I have a couple other things I want to touch about Broadway. And if you guys have any questions for us, if you guys want to tweet them at me at KCR Tishtalk, KCRTISH Talk, or hit me up on the social medias, definitely do that because we will maybe delve into a little bit of our acting experiences. For me, the very, very little that I have, but I'm sure that there's plenty that we can talk about. If you guys want to ask questions about that, or if you guys want to join in on the conversation too, you can also call in. Studio phone is 619-594-6982. It'll be fun. So if you guys have any questions for us, we will be more than willing to answer them on air, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So that being said, I'm going to play one of the songs from the Hamilton mixtape. Hamilton mixtape or the original Hamilton?
Why not original? What do you think? I think go OG.
The OG. I want to play because I want to play like They're so
Well,
good. All of them are fantastic.
I know, I know.
I think okay, well you know what? Let's do this. I played the redone version of it in the beginning, but I'll actually play the original Satisfied from the play. So
Yeah.
this is going to be Satisfied from Hamilton. So if this is more motivating for you to watch it, I hope this will be enough. Um, so we will be on it back in a bit. Enjoy the song, and we'll see you guys then. And we are on. Hey, everybody, this is KCR College Radio. You're listening to the award winning Sound of State here at San Diego State University. For those of you who live on campus or if you live in the San Diego County, you can catch us on AM 1610. Or for those of you who do not, we are worldwide and online 24/7 at kcrlive.com. We also have a TuneIn app for iOS and Android devices. If you want to search up KCR College Radio, you can download that as well. And then also, if you want to follow the radio station at all of the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even Snapchat, we have it on there. So if you guys want to follow us, look up KCR College Radio on all those things and you can follow us there. Other than that, my name is Tishimura and this is my entertainment talk show, Tishtalk, where each week I choose a topic pertaining to entertainment, joined by a guest, and we talk for about an hour just about that and how we are like influenced by that, what we think about it, etc., kind of thing. So if you guys want to follow the show and also follow through the rest of tonight, you can follow me at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and now YouTube at KCR Tishtalk, which is KCR Talk. Especially on Twitter, if you guys tweet me any questions throughout the show, I can try and get to them as soon as I can as well. So that's a thing. Or if you want, you can call in. We have the studio phone here, which is 619-594-6982. And I'll give it out a couple times, 619-594-6982. I'll give it out throughout the rest of the show as well if you guys want to talk about that with us. So with all that being said, it's my last show of the semester. It has been a absolutely fantastic semester. For going solo on my first show, it's like second semester here at KCR, but also like my first show doing it alone has been absolutely fantastic. I have been blessed with such a fantastic opportunity. I just want to say thank you to all of my guests that have come on to the air, kind of joined me in the station, as well as everybody who's been supporting me along the way, and will hopefully continue to support me throughout the rest of my time here with KCR. I know if you follow me on all the social medias and stuff like that, I actually do want to continue to make content for this show, so especially on YouTube. So if you guys follow me on all those things, you might see more over the summer, since I will not be here in the station. But other than that, let's kick it off. Let's kick off the show. I know a lot of people, it's finals week, so I'm hoping everybody's holding on in there. I know that, I think I say it every week where I'm stressed, but, we're pushing through. Today was the last day of classes. Next week is the official last week of finals, or maybe first for some of you. So good luck to everybody who has finals. I'm sure we will all do amazing and great. Just, keep a positive mindset kind of thing. But other than that, we'll talk about today's show. So today my guest is a good friend of mine, and we're going to be talking about Broadway and acting. And the reason why I bring her up, and you'll hear her in a minute, and there's a good reason why I brought her in, and it'll be a lot of fun. So my guest for tonight is going to be via phone. Vanna, hello, can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you loud and clear.
Fantastic. So Vanna, usually what I have my guests do, I will obviously introduce your name is Vanna. So if you can go ahead and just tell me what you're up to nowadays, whether that's school, work, what your major is, if you'd like, and basically how we know each other.
All right. So as of now, I go to Southwestern College. I'm studying biology. I want to eventually transfer to SDSU. Woo, yay! I work part-time at Chipotle in downtown. Like Chipotle. My spare time, I use all my spare time doing homework or walking my German Shepherd, all that fun stuff.
Oh, he's so
I love food. I like long walks on the beach with burritos. And pretty much it.
Perfect. And then how did we get to know each other?
So me and Tisha, we happen to have the lovely opportunity of taking the same acting class. Last year, it was approximately last spring, I think. That was a fun little experience.
I know. I can't believe it's already been A year? That's
Jeez. I
crazy.
know. I cannot believe that. It's been time flies. Time flies. Where did it go?
I know, it's insane. I think it's yeah. So that's why one, because I know that you've been on well, you love Broadway to begin with, but you've also been on like a currently a Broadway craze. I see
Oh
you
well,
on lines.
I am always on the Broadway. I'm always on Broadway. Broadway is my life.
That's fair. And then obviously, like you said, we met in acting, so I felt like it'd be appropriate to kind of get to
Yeah.
talk about
So
a
it's
little bit
so
of that.
totally relatable. Totally relatable.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. So I, despite how popular Broadway is, some people may not know what it is, and I've had people
Hmm.
like they just don't know that kind of world. So in your own words, can you kind of just explain to me what you think like Broadway is, just to or really to somebody who doesn't know what that is?
So Broadway is basically like the life of musical theater, any type of opera, fun, jazz. Think of Chicago. Think of The Lion King. Just think of Phantom of the Opera. Think of anything, any of those big hits that you've seen. And Broadway was like originated in New York, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the origin of the area.
Yeah, and now they kind of tour around the nation essentially.
Well, yeah. So now we have like that lucky.
I like how my phone, or not my phone, my laptop essentially ruined my entrance with the notification. Um,
Oh my gosh.
well, we're back. That was a yeah, that was my intro coming back. Isn't it great? I hope you guys enjoyed that song. I actually really enjoyed that song. It's so good. So even if like from the first song that I played, which is the same song essentially, but just like by a different artist, and then the original, you know, needless to say, good music on both ends. So, that being said, I actually realized we have a little, almost like 15 minutes left of the show.
Cool.
I know. Well, what I wanted to ask you actually about Broadway, because we were kind of like talking about Broadway taking things for that already. Well, if you guys are just tuning in, where were you the past 45 minutes? No, just kidding. No, if you guys are just tuning in, we've been talking about Broadway and acting, and one of the things that we were talking about earlier was how Broadway is essentially taking movies and TV shows and churning it out and putting it into Broadway and still being successful. So I guess one of the questions I have for you, Vanna, is what do you think of the opposite happening, like mass media taking in Broadway? Because I think, like, or just like musicals in general. Because if you were to look at, I think, oh, ABC, I think did a show called Gallivant, which is like
Yeah.
a musical set in like the times of knights and kings and queens and stuff like that. And then I
Yeah.
think CW's My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend has a lot of musical breaks, and I think it even won an award. I haven't watched it yet, but like everybody keeps telling me it's a really good like show overall, and she's like really big on doing musicals, random musicals in the
Hmm.
show, which is essentially what Broadway is too. So I
Hmm.
guess like like what I want to ask you is what do you kind of think about that? Like should there be more of that, or should they kind of stay apart? Like what's your opinion on it?
I feel like I'm all for the integration of the, integrating it into to more the public eye, because Broadway is a dying thing. Not a lot of young kids really are into it. It's more they think, oh, it's boring, it's for old people. Musicals, I'm gonna sneeze, I'm gonna
Hmm.
snore through the whole thing. But when you put something that other people are interested about, like, hey, I share common ground with this. I want to go see this. This is cool. Like, hey, go out and watch a play. Go out and watch a Broadway. Go out and
Yeah.
watch a musical, an
Hmm.
opera. That's fun. And it's also supporting your big theater nerds like us and the acting community, which is really great.
Yeah.
It's a dying breed.
It is, and which is kind of really, I think it's refreshing seeing how popular it
Yes.
is now. I think it's absolutely refreshing, and I think what I thought was really interesting too was actors would go to Broadway, like big actors, like Daniel Radcliffe did a couple of Broadway
Yeah.
plays, and which I thought was fascinating because I was like, whoa, I didn't know that dude was into that kind of stuff,
Like,
and
oh, you're into that?
yeah, like, and then for those of you who don't know who Daniel Radcliffe is, he's the guy who played Harry Potter for like 8 years in a row. Like half of his, not eight, it was like almost like 10 years. Like, but he was in it for a good minute, and he ended up going to Broadway and being really successful too. I think he did something Businessman.
Was it Death of a Salesman?
Yeah. I think so.
Something like that. Yeah.
I think he did that. I think Nick Jonas did something like that too, actually. I don't know if it was the
Nick
same one.
Jonas.
Yeah, he did something like that. I know. Oh man, there's a bunch of actors that went back. I think Hugh Jackman did some.
Hugh Jackman. Oh, that was his origin. He
Yeah.
started off with Broadway. There was this funny story that they were like, he played like a gay man and he was dancing and all that fun stuff. And then in the audience you hear, "Don't do it, Wolverine!" Like they were like, "Don't do it!" 'Cause he's like, he was gay. You know, everybody thought they saw him as the Wolverine. You know.
I know, but like, I think that just kind of goes to show, like, how wide of acting, like a range of acting that he has, which is a perfect segue into our second topic that'll kind of pull up the end of the show is acting. So, like I mentioned in the beginning, Savannah and I were in the same acting class last year. I know when I was getting to know you, you said that you were a theater kid growing up, right?
Yes.
I was not.
I was into all that stuff. I was the heart and voice of the theater 2012. Know that. My title, yes.
Oh.
That was fun. I had a handful of plays on my belt, but
what plays did you do?
I did an excerpt of what was it? I did some Shakespearean stuff, Twelfth Night, Midsummer Night's Dream. That one was fun. That was so much fun.
I've seen that one live too.
What else did I do? I can't even remember. That was like 6 years ago. I did this one. It was just I did a couple small plays. My theater teacher, which is small plays.
Vanna? Oh. I think we lost her. Vanna. We might have lost her. Yeah, looks like we lost her. I'll probably get her on in a little bit. But yeah, I think what's kind of really cool about being in it, because I didn't, for those of you guys who are listening to me as I try and get her back on air, for those of you listening to me, I wasn't a theater kid. I grew up as a band kid. I actually started being a part of theater way later on. Like, I would say probably college. I was definitely in college.
No.
No. Okay, cool. It's not. I don't know where she's at. I'll bring her back on. But yeah, for me, I definitely did not do. I have not done any plays. I have not done any Broadway. The most that I've done was the acting class that Savannah and I were in, and for me, we did a bunch of which was really cool for me because it was essentially taking me out of my comfort zone, and I would put up, or I would participate and perform, and I always kind of suggested to people who are, really into that kind of thing. And Savannah, are you back? You back?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, no, it's okay. No, you're good. You're good. I got some. I'm like, oh, she's gone. It's okay. We made it work.
What did we leave off on?
Just kind of like the plays and stuff that you've done. I was just kind of saying, I was never really a part of theater. The most that I've done was our acting class, and I actually, now that I think about it, in high school I was a part of this thing called PAYO, which is like a Filipino American youth organization. And I was a part of it in a way that I would just kind of help out on the side, and I did a lot of the backstage stuff. So I was never really in the limelight.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you were actually on.
You got a nice taste. For that.
Oh yeah, no. What I ended up actually doing last year, I was a part of the extras for the Fox show Pitch, which is about the first quote unquote fictional, but hopefully one day it'll happen. The first fictional baseball pitcher to join the Padres. Yeah. I was a background person for that, and I actually thought it was really fun. It's definitely a big experience, and I always suggest it to people who have never really gone into that or they're afraid to. Yeah. No, it puts you out there, it gets you out, it breaks you out of your shell. You learn more about yourself and what you're capable of, which is why the acting class that I took with Savannah was it made me a lot more confident in the stuff that I was able to do. Because for me, I kind of took it to kind of see where I would be at in acting. Not so much that I can do it as a career, but the main aspect for me was more like I wanted to see how I would do um, in like
Yeah,
voice acting.
it helps expand your communication skills.
Yeah,
more
it really
more often.
does. I
Which is great because it helps you get rid of that little anxiety you got,
Yeah, and you learn more about yourself too, and you learn more to kind of like be able to kind of like what are you comfortable with, what are you not, what are you willing to kind of step out of your comfort zone to learn more about. Like for me, I'm back in high school. I think the only monologue I really remembered and like quote unquote performed for my class and was like pretty proud of was uh it was I think was her name Ophelia in Hamlet?
What?
Ophelia in Hamlet, is that right?
Oh, yes, yes, Ophelia, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes,
I
yes.
I performed one of her monologues in my English class way
Oh,
back
that's a
when.
good one.
Yeah, and I was
She's
really
something
surprised.
else.
Yeah, she is. She's real dramatic. I remember like I scared a couple of my friends that were on stage with me performing it with me and just kind of being like extras, and I like
Yeah.
threw myself on one of them, and she was like, "Oh my god!" Like I was like pretending to cry and like performing it, and they were like, "Dude,
Yeah.
where did that come from?" I was like, "I just got into it. I'm sorry."
You just felt it. It was just
Yeah.
there.
And so when we were in our acting class, one of the ones we did was oh no, what was it? What was the last one that we did? Something Maine.
In acting, oh, wasn't it almost me?
Almost Maine. That I really one of these days if I ever see that hit Broadway or just like anywhere in general, I will go watch it because I absolutely love the concept of it. I love the play of it.
Yeah.
So Almost Maine is essentially about a small town where something magical happens on a specific date on a specific time. I think in January at night. It's supposed to be winter, and there's supposed to be small stories about love, and each story is like a couple or whatever, and they're different aspects of love, whether it's like
Yeah.
heartbreak or misunderstanding, whatever. And I think it's really in quote unquote magical, and I think it's really interesting. The one that I did was about I I really liked it. A friend of ours, Anna Lee, who was also in the class, did the same one as me as well with her friend Condi.
Yeah.
And the guy I did it with was David. Shout out to David. I think he's on YouTube too. I think King David or
Oh,
something like
yeah, he
that.
does all that fun stuff.
Yeah, he does a lot of that stuff too, which is for him why he wanted to take the acting class to kind of see where he was at. We were partners in that class, and that was like the first time I actually had to like learn how to like um learn how to essentially kiss as an actor, like, which I thought was actually a lot of fun. Do you remember when we had to practice like the fake kisses, Savannah?
Oh, yeah. That was funny. You got to, I lucked out in my play. I was like divorcing my husband or whatever. The only close contact we got was I just like brushed him off, and she got to smack out and all that fun stuff.
I think didn't you give him like a kiss on the cheek?
Oh, I think I did. It was like a sad, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Oh, that's right, because
forever.
yeah, it was our that's right. You guys were playing a scene where our friend Jordan was playing a character in the bar where he was like heartbroken, and then you were his ex who was at her bachelorette party. Oh my god,
That
that's
was
right.
so funny. Oh, yeah, it was my bachelorette party, and I bumped into my ex-boyfriend, ex-fiance, and it's just so awkward because, like, I'm getting married, and he was, like, still hung up on me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'll see you later. And he's all depressed still, and I'm all happy, life moves on.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
It was a really good performance that you guys did though. I enjoyed it. But yeah,
Yours was funner, though. Yours was funner.
I remember just being super sassy about mine. Mine was about essentially this couple who had been together, I think, for like 16 years. And I played the angry girlfriend who busts in to her boyfriend's house and it's like, give me back my love. And it's like, what do you mean? And in this play, my the love that I have given in for like years is personified in like bags of it, bags of whatever. And so this character that I'm playing, figuratively, but also literally in this play, I'm expecting all this stuff back because I want to move on and break up. I was expecting to be, married to this guy, whatever, but it had been so long. And I'm like, well, why are we? Not 16. It was like 9 years. It was, regardless, a really long time that our characters had been together.
Exactly.
And I had been this sassy character, just like yelling and like being really angry and like sassy, and coming to find out, yeah. I want it back. Give it back. Give me back all my love.
Give me all of my love back.
Yeah, and so at the end of it though, I find out that he had been planning to propose, and then he ends up like giving me this small bag where I'm like really pissed off. I'm like, what is this? And he's like, did you lose everything? Like, are you serious? And he's like, no. As I'm leaving, my character finds out that it's a ring, and he had essentially taken all the love that I had given him over the years, which was essentially like filling up his house, and he had turned it into this proposal ring, this wedding ring. And obviously our characters kiss and make up in the end. Literally though, like we had to do on stage kiss, which was
That was so cute.
I remember I was like we had practiced it and we had fake kissed it. I think in the last one we actually did kiss though, and David didn't tell me. I didn't care because I was also telling him it's like if it seems real, and it's better to do it for real, let's just do it that way because I'd rather it be more authentic. Yeah, organic. And I told him I had no problem, but he didn't tell me the last time we were doing it, and I had no problem doing it. But I was also like afterwards, I was like, dude, I'm sick. Why would you do that? And he's like, my summer break, Tisha, don't get me sick. I'm like, why did you do that? Then we could have just faked it. I was like, regardless, it didn't matter. We ended up getting like a 10 on it, so I was like, fantastic.
Yeah,
you know,
aced it.
Yeah, we aced it. To this day, though, I do not have the recording of it, which I'm still like, hey, David, at David, send me the recording of our performance. I still want it.
Yeah.
But, which reminds me, I'm probably going to pester him to be like, hey, I know I haven't talked to you in a while, but can you send me the recording?
Can you just send it to me? Because I want to go watch it.
Send it to me. Because it was like, for me, we memorized almost 5 minutes worth of lines and acting and learning our spots and learning our cues. And like this, what was really interesting about this play too, in all of them, they had lines that would, they would interrupt each other. Like we would be talking over each other. I know that you had a lot of lines like that.
So hard. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Like if you're interrupting their lines, stopping them.
It's
so
crazy.
Hard to time it perfectly. Like,
I know. I think I don't know. For me, it was just an overall like, fun experience. I obviously made really good friends out of it. And as we're kind of coming to the end of our show, because we're gonna have to wrap things up, unfortunately. But to kind of wrap things up in a bow, I would say when it comes to acting, when it comes to Broadway, when it comes to just doing anything, I would just say go out there and do it. There's no like the worst that'll happen is like a no, and you learn more about yourself in the end.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, any last closing remarks from you? Experience of a lifetime. Did you want to say anything else before I kind of close out the rest of the show?
I would close and say, go ahead, do it, take the shot, have fun. It's helped. Theater has helped my life so much into discovering who I am. I feel like that can go with anybody, you know. So that's just go and do it. Have fun. Watch a show.
Yeah.
Play. Do stage managing. Do whatever you want. Do it. It's fun. Yay! Woo!
Exactly. So that has been it from us. Savannah, thank you so much for being on air with me. It's been great.
Thank you very much for helping me.
Thank you. And for everybody who's tuned in for the rest of this semester, I just want to say thank you so much. This is my last show, the last couple 30 seconds coming up kind of thing. Again, you can catch me on all the social medias at KCR Tishtalk, which is, on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And you can also catch the KCR College Radio on there as well if you guys want to follow us. But other than that, this has been KCR College Radio, the award-winning sound of state. Remember, kcrlive.com or AM 1610. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been a fantastic semester, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.